So, hello and welcome to Random IT Guy. Welcome to my universe. I hope life finds you all well out there. Yeah, what do we do today? A bit of a rant, obviously. Not about this beautiful device, but about what I just saw in the video. As always, Zach is sharing his thoughts there on all kinds of things and great videos, I have to say. Some of them, not everything interests me, but some of the bits. And today, as topic, kind of, what is it? Why are games kind of so different, than it used to be? Or is it just because we are old, or what it is? Let's just untangle this a bit, okay? So I was just thinking, I show you a bit about myself. As usual, I like to share a bit of my own experience. I'm a gamer, obviously, and I'm gaming since early 90s, okay? And this year was my first computer. So back in the day, Atari, known for their consoles to hook up to the telly, also produced, a first PC, kind of, even so it had a lot of features still, like being able to attach to telly, okay, that were still reminiscent of the old days, of the console days. So it was a jump into the PC market, which many companies did. Amiga did fairly similar device at the time. Now this model here has already the color monitor. I had only the SM124, which was kind of the 16 grayscale monitor. And the first couple of games that I experienced were something called public domain. Okay, you could get them for free or for very little money, just for the cost of the disc, basically. And there would be some titles in there like Boulder Dash, for example. Okay, Chasing Diamonds. It was a great game at the time. I might actually find a video to this as well. But that's not really what I want to say, or reminiscent too much on this. I'd like to share with you also a game that I played on this, as I could hook it up to the telly. Okay, I could actually deal with this fantastic game here. Okay, Cadaver, one of the first adventure games available that really hooked me. Okay, the intro for the time was already kind of quite something. The good thing with Ataris was always you had already a built-in sound card. I think 8 bits or something. I can't remember what it was, but like it was way more than you would have on a PC at the time. So yeah, it's a bit like laggy, So yeah, it's probably also my microphone trying to reduce the noise level of my background. I live next to a very busy street, but okay, subject for another day. So the game started like this. Okay, you found yourself in that little room. Okay, and you had no clue what you had to do. You had the bonus of being able to use a joystick. Okay, at the time, one of those red knobbed joysticks that you can see as a kind of small indicator down there. What we call a joystick back in the day. And there was noticeably no intro, no nothing. Okay, so if you didn't have your brain with you that day, you would not figure out what you had to do. Okay, because you had to go up and down, left and right to choose actually what you would like to do. Okay, pick up or investigate, and get on from there. So there was no hour-long intro of how to use the P button. I mean, nowadays it's more the kind of E and F buttons that are very important, which feels at times, sorry for the rant, like trained monkeys. We have to learn that E does something for us. Okay, so I think this mollycoddling that you see, of the player takes away a lot of the imagination, and of course also trying to figure out how things work. So difficult. I find it very difficult to accept this new feature kind of you know, and you might think, okay, might perhaps be just this particular game at the time, and obviously there was no thought spent into how to improve quality of life and all that. But that's how it used to be. You know, there was a time before the internet when you had to go out to a computer shop and actually look for a price list. You know, there was no Amazon yet. And like you had to use your brain in order to understand, you know. I mean, if you were really lucky, back in the day, you could already hook up a printer to the Atari needle printer, you know, and then you had to print out the in-game instructions, you know. But for all the people who didn't have a printer at the time, which was not everybody like nowadays, you were pretty screwed. You could obviously still open the text file and read it, you know, but it is always more handy to have like the page next to it while you're gaming, you know. So, and that was the concept at the time, you know. You had a handbook sometimes on some good games. They would come with some sort of an introductional handbook, you know. So yeah, but that's about it, you know. I mean, there was no kind of 2-3 hour long kind of intro of, you know, how to work with your environment. You had to use your brain, okay, and that is a big difference to nowadays. Okay, so it's not like I say it's all better in the past and all that, but this is the major difference between back then and now. Okay, so I'll show you another example. Let me see where I have it. There, another of those fantastic games from back in the day, Magic Candle 3. This was already on the PC back in the day. So yeah, Minecraft. So when people, when I always like, I get always confused between Minecraft and Mindcraft, you know, and I think I call Minecraft to this day because of Minecraft from back in the day. So yeah, same thing. Okay, this is the first screen that you see after you start. So what the heck are you going to do? You have to form a party. Okay, you have to choose between some heroes that you can select with your keyboard. Yeah. You can obviously give him some names. And you got a bit of an intro. You know, that was the new big thing then. You know, you got some sort of an intro, not just being plopped into kind of the environment, but something that explains a little bit the background, you know. Where are you actually and what's going on, you know. So that was already kind of the next best thing. I skip a bit forward not to have the video too long, because this time it's a video, not a stream, but hey. So you choose your characters, basically. You give them attributes, okay, so like intelligence for the mage and all those things. And then this is how you play. Okay. You choose point and click, top-down view, you know. That's how it used to be. And again, there was no guide or as such. I mean, you had to figure out then and there how it works. Okay. So again, another example of that it can be done also different, and we had great fun with it at the time. I mean, if you went a bit around and kind of got a bit towards the end game of this game, it was fantastic. Okay. So once you saw any of the capital cities and learned how to trade as well, and this whole concept, it was all there already, and that was 1992. Okay. So then perhaps the next one that sticks into my mind, and this is the last one as an example, is also coming now that we have enshrouded, is coming from a German software team back in the day, very popular in Germany. Not sure if many seen that. Outside of Germany was probably not as popular. There's a revival of this game at the moment. Lots of people play retro games. and there are lots of videos on the gameplay, so if you want to follow that, Gothic 2. So this is again a bit of an advancement towards Magic Candle. Lovely intros. So this was kind of a game changer at the time, because there was nothing out there that was even remotely close, at least in my realm. Okay, let's say it like that. There might be other games that I've not noticed or I didn't know about at the time, because it was still the early internet time, you know. Google was very different at the time. Okay.
A single prisoner altered the fate of hundreds, but he paid a high price for it.
So you notice the difference to Magic Candle is that you get a cinematic intro, okay? So at least an attempt, you know, not a fully fledged one, but good for the time. So yeah, and once you skip this, dang it. Ah, no. I recorded it actually. I'm so stupid to avoid this. But anyway, it's okay. I'm happy already that I got some sort of an intro going today for myself. So world being saved in the first episode, and then the second episode is basically, this is how you end up. Reminds you very much on Oblivion at the beginning, I have to say. Oblivion, I think, took a few cues from Gothic, with the prison cell kind of, you know, or the gate, and here in this case it's a gate. It's Xardas's tower, and he gives you some sort of an instruction on what is happening since whatever happened in the first episode, if you like, ended, and what is happening now. So, but again, there is no please press P while you interact kind of thing.
3 days lying under a load of rocks.
Well, so you did. Only the magic within your armor kept you alive. But enough of this. You're bound to get all your strength back.
At least we have enough time now. I did it. The sleeper
has been banned. You vanquished him, so much is true. But it's not within our power to stop the war that ensues now.
You're talking about the orcs?
I am talking about much more terrible creatures. With his final furious scream, the sleeper has set into movement the armies of darkness. It was an order to all evil creatures, a word of power that they were all bound to obey. His last order was, come, and they came, all of them, even the dragons.
Dragons?
They are creatures of an ancient power. I can sense their presence, even here, and they have...
Yeah, so just to give you an idea, this will go on for a bit longer. You get a good idea, you are kind of in the game, but when it starts, let me just see if I find the spot, you are in that room and there's nothing other than a few books to read, okay? There is no interaction of what do I have to do in order to kind of fight. You had to figure it out, you know? What is it that we suddenly are treated like monkeys, you know, in a prison cell, being provided with kind of ketchup noodles every day and have to say, so good, you know, I just don't get it. Like, you know, I mean, use your brain, you know, you can skip all this nonsense at the beginning. And if it's kind of good enough, you know, so easy enough with the common buttons that we use nowadays, you know, that shows also an interest of the software developers, you know, of what we do. Okay, what is it actually that we do on the keyboard? You know, is it always the same? Is it because we have a tendency of doing it always in the same way? Or are you completely disconnected from your customer and you don't even know how most of you would kind of use your keyboard and your mouse, you know? So that is a question that I pose here, you know? So is it necessary to have kind of a guide, you know, in the sense of, yeah, please press E in order to jump, or space bar, or whatever else? I mean, for us back in the day, it was simple. It was really, really simple. We had more time, that's for sure, because obviously internet speed up the time of information management and all those things, you know. Back in the day, we had to go to a friend with a printer, perhaps, you know, or go to the computer shop and ask, perhaps, you know, all those things that we don't see anymore nowadays. You know, we are in such a rush to kind of provide something quickly. It's like a microwaved ketchup noodle meal, you know, that we are presented with, and we seem to enjoy it quite a lot. And that does something to us as a human race, okay, especially as in the gamer scene, if you like. So this is what I would like to share, okay. So I thank you all for watching. I keep it short today, just as a few thoughts. I obviously made an intro today and an outro as well. I will present that in a moment. So I will stick with the plan that I will do a few things, sharing my thoughts on what I see here every now and then. Give a bit of my own mustard, as we say in German. Add your own mustard to the sausage. So my own thoughts, my opinions on things, you know. I don't think it needs to be as kind of, it overcomplicates things if you confront people right at the beginning with lots of choices and settings and all those things. All you needed was a keybind setting, okay, and you could change it yourself, you know. It was like normal, you know, nothing fancy. So yeah, beside from that, while I watch another Ireland video, I would say that I'll stick with something. Okay, I will probably create a couple of people in Sims 4 just for the fun of it. Let me just see, go back to this. And then stick perhaps with Enshrouded. The problem with Enshrouded for me is at the moment that I cannot join the server that we have purchased. So unless some of my friends are there, but you know, it doesn't always fit with the time, unfortunately. So either means I have to get up very early or be at a time up when I'm supposed to sleep, you know, so it makes it very difficult for me to kind of play it. It's also early access. Most of you have seen how it works and feels. I think it's a great game. This idea of reading text, you know, is very good in there. I like that. It beats me back to what I'm used to from very early on, and that is why it captures my imagination so much, okay. The other things like jumping around and kind of flying and all that is great, you know, absolutely fine. Base building, fantastic. I mean, I love base building in Valheim, but there are some valid points to Valheim as well, with kind of this endless sailing around. You know, it's great if you do it for the first time, but not so great if you have to do it again later on. So replayability for me, Valheim, unfortunately 0. Okay. Great with you if you have a couple of friends with you also in Enshrouded. I can only recommend to all the streamers out there, get together with a few friends and stream it together, because it is great fun. It's way different than if you have to do it all on your own. I know there's some content that you do probably, you know, better on your own. Yeah. And beside from what I'm doing here right now, I also do something that I cannot stream on YouTube, unfortunately. And I don't want to stream on a porn website or something, you know. I play Sims 4 with some mods that are not exactly use-friendly or kids-friendly. So I'm kind of lost in between chairs, if you like. So I'm not sure where I go with this. I might even come up with some sort of a website where I show what I'm doing. It's great fun if you understand it right. Okay, so obviously it's not great fun if you've been victim abused or something like that. You know, then perhaps it gives you back bad memories and you don't have to watch it. You know, I don't want to watch you this. I just want to share my way of an art form, if you like. Okay, so and I don't really have a good place to go, and I'm still looking for one which doesn't have such a grim outlook on things like that. But anyway, enough ranting for the day. Thanks for watching. I present you now with my outro as well, and call it a day. All right, enjoy gaming. Cheers.